Yeah, that was the unscripted version of the third period. That was a little, it wasn't exactly how we talked about playing it, but that is a really good way to say it was a microcosm of the season, because we never quit playing, and it didn't look pretty, and the odds didn't exactly stack up in our favor, but just sort of stuck to it, and it was nice. And I thought it was just such a fitting end for one of our 20-year-old players to get the game winner to close out the season as he closes out his career. It was fitting. And there's contributions throughout the night from every age group, and I think that kind of speaks to what we went through this year.
A little different this time around because I guess guys knew this was the end, especially your older guys, your 20-year-old guys. I guess what was the emotion like before the game and kind of during the game? These guys knowing that this was it.
Yeah, I think you try to put a business first approach, but there's got to be emotions behind that. You look at Graham, Riley, Tyler. Those guys have played a lot of games in this league, and to be closing it out, you're not a playoff team. I thought there was good resolve by them to have an impact on tonight's game, and I thought all three of them did. And like I said, it was fitting. Yeah, he's been always a steady, unsung kind of contributor to the lineup, and he just goes about his business. I think he's well liked by our group. He goes about his business in an unheralded way, but he's an important guy. He takes a ton of important face-offs, kills penalties, and sometimes you can push back against a role, or you can embrace it. And I think he's really done a good job over the course of his career of being flexible and being able to kind of roll with what was needed from him. Whether that was playing a little lower down the lineup in his earlier days, and then as he got older, he certainly became a more prominent and important guy. And he's been a valuable player for us for a long time. Yeah, he was a really important guy in the back half of the year, because we talked to him when the trades for Lane and Aaron came down and asked him his thoughts, and he never wavered. He wanted to be an Oil King. He wanted to finish his career as an Oil King, and I thought that said a lot about him. He's got a chance to play 6 or 7 games with his brother, and due to the age difference, probably the only scenario where they had a chance to do something like that. And he's been a good mentor for our group, and he's been an important fixture in the back half of the year.
Just take us through it, I guess.
Yeah, obviously it was pretty emotional, and the start we had with the jerseys and the awards and stuff, they did such a great job, and it really makes you feel appreciated in this organization and how well they treat their players. Yeah, well, I started Christmas my first year, and I joined a pretty good team, and we had a great run, and those are memories you'll never forget. Like, I've gone to weddings with people on that team, and that's a group that that's a lifelong relationship you'll have. And then the next year, I made a little improvements in my game, and it was a lot of fun. Like all the older guys, you get to know them well, and those are lifelong contacts that you keep in touch and stuff. And then this year, being a 20-year-old, obviously that's your last year, so you try and go as hard as you can. And we traded the other two away at Christmas. And then we got Stadel and Millsy, and those two have been a great addition to our team, and could be more proud of. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was big for my parents too. They were pretty proud of that, and those are memories you don't forget. And the pictures we got and the games we got in, those are you don't forget that kind of stuff.
Getting to tonight's game, you're down by 2 with about 90 seconds to go. What was the mood like on the bench?
Well, that's all we had. We only had 2 minutes left to play, so we said we might as well go out there and do whatever it takes to get a win. So we went out there, and I couldn't be more happy for States to get that goal at the end, and it was a lot of fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, obviously wanted always to go back and be maybe like a little more bigger part of the win, but that stuff that doesn't happen very often. Like, there hasn't been a WHL team that's won since we won, so was just excited to be there. Just gonna have a little bit off right now, and then planning to go into school next year and using my WHL scholarship to the most. There was a little bit, but I was confident I was going to stay here, and they made that pretty clear. And I was very happy with that decision. This is my hometown. This is where I played, and I was just really happy for that decision to stay here.
Yeah, it was obviously felt long at times, but I think when we started this game tonight, it really goes by fast when you really look at it. I think it was a big effort from our 20s at the end there, and this is a good way to finish off a pretty tough season. Yeah, it's obviously huge. I mean, like I said, we went through some really tough times this year, and we stuck together, never gave up on each other. And I think in the end, finishing off on this note, couldn't have anything better than that. Yeah, I think when you look at the group that we have a lot of really good pieces moving forward. I mean, when you look at our roster, I mean, there's almost 3/4 of the team was 18 or younger, so I think moving forward, there's a great group of guys that can really push it. Yeah, I think he was awesome throughout the whole year. After the deadline, when those guys got dealt, he was kind of the only one that was left from that group, and he really stepped up and was a mentorship role to not even the younger guys, but even some of the older guys. I think he really stepped up and showed us the way. Yeah, I think especially for all of them, I think they've all had great careers in the dub, and I think going off on a note like this really just puts the icing on the cake.